Your skill has increased.
$1,800. Damn it. Oh well. 1,800 isn't bad. I can go. I can go solo that tomorrow, and I won't die this time. Was a good party. Got a lot of XP. Got almost to 61 here. And with hopefully with a what's it called, a eco warrior, I'll get towards 62. I'm 60, about to be 61. Nice. Yeah, 61 will be nice, and then when I reach 63, it's Kraken Club time, and then I don't even go back to a party. I can just solo and get mana forever and just keep nuking and healing and stuff. It's insane. I'll run Black Mage, White Mage at that point, switch to Blink and Stone Skin, and I'll just heal myself with all the mana I produce with Kraken Club, and I'll just keep nuking and stuff. It'll be fun. It's gonna unlock Black Mage. I can open with freeze and then just close with, like, you know, tons of buffs and stuff like that. Interesting stuff. Okay, that's it for that game. That's it for this game. We've hit reset there, and then I come and do the last game. There we are. And how much of that Final Fantasy session did I miss? Oh, I forgot. There's like one last little window I gotta do. Haha, now I have like full blown. Actually, wait, there might be more I need to do, actually. There's like a little bit more to do, I forgot. But it's not much. It'll take like 2 minutes. So, oh yeah, is that good? I don't know. Is that okay? Yeah, I believe that's okay. Yeah, we'll, yeah, it's okay. Yeah, it's okay to use that, because we can just run metal everywhere else, you know? Yeah, great, okay. Okay, so let's go work on fixing the outside. We will put a door there. And I didn't make the fucking window that I needed. I need one more window. gotta pull metal for the window. Nope. Yes, you. I'm just gonna put windows all over this thing and just plug all the holes anyways. Maybe I better do the roof before... Well, no, I'm gonna do the side. Oh, I don't want to bring all this metal out. Okay, let's go plug some holes. I suppose this is the worst parts. I suppose I better fix them. At least those parts, yeah. That part. This part, not so much. This, well, yeah, this is kind of a cop-out, but it's a good cop-out. Take everything there, and now I gotta make sure I got that one on the end, because that's actually sort of like a problem. Did I get that one on the end? Yeah, that's a problem, sort of. And yeah, and then I suppose I could fix this. It's all sort of part of it. If they can burn any of it, they can just get in there and go straight to TC, so yeah, it's all sort of part of it. That was a big part of it there. Yes, yeah, this is like all part of it. Especially that, because that's the helipad. This I can kind of get away with, I think, but I don't know. I'm just going to stone it. I don't want any wood on this base, like really, not per se. I finished this massive base. It's good, and I'm going to go outside and finish the last little bit. Wow, the pop stayed steady all day, which is awesome. Look, I actually finished this base today. It's awesome, isn't it? It is. Like, it actually is. Like, I'm so glad I got this base done today. Tomorrow I can just chill and farm scrap. You know? Now. And so... Stone. Oh, I am out. I'm just gonna seal it for now. Or whatever. Yeah, I don't know. You can do what you want with all that. That's a no-no. I'll fix that. I guess. Okay, I got a much safer base tomorrow. I'll have to farm like one time to pay for upkeep, but oh, I have 1 hour and 52 minutes in. Why? Because of wood? No, probably because of stone. Probably because of stone. I might have to farm before bed. But, you know, that's okay. I'll get to bed by 5, I think. I don't know. How bad is upkeep? Did I fuck that up? I might have. I did fuck up stone, which is not good. Son of a bitch. But good news is I don't have to farm that much of it. But I did. I let myself stone pour, which is fucking stupid. Just gonna go out with the tool now and farm a lot. Okay. Any stone in the other boxes or anything? Anything to help at all? No. Okay. So I will go farming stone in that nice spot. Oh, I didn't need this pick, but I mean now I can use it as a tool, I guess, or something. I don't know. I'm not going to use it as a tool. I shall use a jackhammer for what I am doing, because it will make it fast. I will do a 10-minute sojourn, see what stone and metal I can get. I suppose I should also, like, chop trees, so I will take an axe with me. Yeah, there we go. And a kit. Not the scientist suit, the lumberjack. It is 3 p.m. I shall farm till dark and put on a video. I thought I was going to bed, but I'm not. Not until I finish this, because I forgot about the upkeep. It's alright. Democrats have a new plan to establish 2024. Yeah, right.
Watch. I'm getting so frustrated by the elites. Now, I'm not talking about you guys, but about the elites in the party, who they know so much more. But if any of these guys don't think I should run against me, go ahead, announce the president. Challenge me at the convention.
Well, there are some Democratic operatives who do want to challenge
convention.
Joe Biden, and they want a swift primary. And so Semaphore is reporting that 2 well-connected Democrats are proposing that Biden step aside, and that Democrats announce what they're referring to as a blitz primary ahead of the Democratic National Convention, which is set to take place in August. Now, their ideal plan would involve Taylor Swift and Oprah. So it starts kind of sounding interesting. Certain elements of this I have questions about, but let's get to the nitty-gritty. Let's get to the details. So who are the people behind it? Well, one of the individuals is Rosa Brooks. She is a Georgetown law professor and also served in both the Obama administration and the Clinton administration. She was also a volunteer policy advisor to the Biden 2020 campaign. The second individual, big Democratic donor. This is Ted Dintersmith, who's a venture capitalist. Now, here's how their ideal plan would play out. And I think we actually have this system in place already. You just kind of need Biden to step aside and allow for it to happen. But they see it as Biden stepping down, and then as the Democratic nominee by mid-July, and then announce the system of with the backing of Vice President Kamala Harris. So rather than anointing Kamala Harris as Biden's replacement, they want to have like an actual primary process. Potential candidates would have a few days to throw their respective hats in the ring. The Democratic Party would then begin a primary sprint in which the 6 candidates who receive the most votes from delegates pledge to run positive-only campaigns. So they're very specific about like running a positive-only campaign in the month leading up to the convention. I kind of like the idea of a positive-only campaign because everything we've heard from the Democrats has been fear-mongering about Donald Trump rather than what they're going to do.
No. Oh, you misunderstand.
Oh, what do they mean by positive-only campaign?
They mean only negative about
only
Trump.
negative about
Don't
Trump.
Criticize anyone in the Democratic Party.
Yeah,
that's what
they mean like only positive.
Okay, I'm sorry. I thought maybe there were a few people like sprinkled in who actually have brains that might like. And you have to sell something to the American people other than because look, after everything that's happened recently, I don't know if most Americans buy all of the like. I don't know if they buy the fear mongering anymore. Do you get what I'm saying?
Of course.
How are you going to argue that Biden is the person standing between the between like the destruction of our democracy, that Trump is such a threat, that we're going to have an 81-year-old with significant cognitive decline running against him. He's not going to beat Trump, which makes it clear to me, especially with all of the Democratic establishment now backing Biden in continuing in this race, it's clear to me that they don't actually see Trump as a threat.
Yep. And so, look, there's a lot to get to here. So first, the reason why they say keep it positive is because there's this fetish in the Democratic Party that you should have unity at all times, unless, of course, it's a progressive, in which case we crap all over them and endorse their opponents, right? But don't say anything negative about any Democrat. Again, unless it's Bernie Sanders or progressives, in which case we'll say the meanest, most awful things about them. It's all a trick to make sure that you never criticize establishment Democrats. So that's what they mean by keeping it positive.
Thank you for that clarification, because
Yeah.
I totally misunderstood.
Yeah, and then the second part of that is, how are you supposed to run a campaign without saying, hey, these are my attributes, and I am better than the other person. That's why I want you to pick me. You have to make the case for yourself and against the other person. That is normal. That's not terrible. It doesn't destroy the party. The party doesn't melt as soon as it happens. Back in 2016, Donald Trump and the Republicans had the messiest, most vicious campaign you've ever seen, talking about penis size and how somebody's dad killed JFK, and other one's wife is ugly, and the third one's a boy, and all of that stuff. And what happened? They won. They won. It's a fiction. 2020, Democrats have the 27 people in a messy primary. They win, right? So it's just not true that you have to be nice during primaries. The main reason that Bernie Sanders lost the 2 primaries he did is because he refused to criticize Hillary Clinton and Joe Biden in a way that could have made a difference. So don't buy that crap. Now, secondly, what they're outlining is a process that mainly already exists. We'll get back to that in a second, okay? Yes. But I do want to mention one other thing. In that clip, Joe Biden said, hey, if you don't like it, run against me, Jack, right? Well, here's a guy who did, so I have experience doing it.
Yeah, and they allowed for a robust primary process, except they didn't.
So here's what happened. So some of it you might already know if you watch the show. Florida just says we're not having an election because we believe in democracy. Joe Biden's our candidate, period. No election. That's the Democratic Party. Okay, I get banned in most of the places, but I'm a unique case. Forget it. Forget me. You go to North Carolina and Tennessee. All 3 of the candidates running against Joe Biden magically have problems getting on the ballot. And that's not the only 3 states. Every place the party's fighting anyone who is not named Joe Biden. And then on top of that, when I'm going to do events at very friendly places like colleges in Vermont, progressive caucuses, Arab American museums, all the events get canceled. Why? Somebody in the Democratic Party calls and goes, if you ever want to work with Democrats again, you will not allow anyone to speak out against Biden. And then, and the best example is not me, it's Dean Phillips, sitting United States congressman. Mm-hmm. And in the beginning, he said, well, I love Joe Biden, but he's too old, etc. In fact, Biden in his letter mentioned the 3 people running against him.
Yep.
And, oh, yeah, I kicked their ass, ha, 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 right?
Yeah, you rigged the system in your favor, and then you're bragging about kicking their asses. You didn't allow for a primary to take place. How could you brag about that? That's so pathetic.
And what are you, you're bragging that you beat, like, me, Marianne Williamson, and Dean Phillips, and maybe RFK Jr.? Like, this is the big brag you have? But anyway, the last thing I want to say is that when Dean Phillips went out there, I knew it was coming. He didn't, because he hasn't experienced it his whole life. They tore his face off. Mm-hmm. They one mainstream media article after another, and we showed you some of them, where they're like, Dean Phillips, this ridiculous guy who's so full of himself. How dare he run against Biden? He's destroying unity in the Democratic Party. If Trump wins, it's Dean Phillips' fault. Dean Phillips is a villain. Dean Phillips is terrible. Oh, yeah, you had a fair contest. And you had your dogs in the Democratic Party feed the dogs in mainstream media to run those. And now you're pretending like, oh, I beat a lot of great people in the primary. Oh, I'm so proven. Why don't you run against me? Get out of here, man.
I believe the Zoomers refer to that as Delulu.
Oh, interesting. You know what I found out today? You know how old people refer to as boomers? Okay.
You.
Hold on. No, not me. I'm Gen X. But yeah, I do get called a boomer when I do boomer things, right? Joe Biden is not a boomer. He's the earlier generation. He's the silent generation. He's older than the boomers. which is a category I'm not sure I even knew existed.
No, I knew
Okay.
about the silent generation, but I never connected the dots. You're
Silent
right.
but deadly.
He's ancient, and now appropriately in the silent generation because he can't talk.
Oh my God.
Okay, but
let's,
keep bragging, brother.
let's get back to the Blitz primary, okay?
Okay.
So, according to Semaphore, which reported the story, the Blitz primary would involve weekly forums with each candidate moderated by cultural icons, okay? And that includes Michelle Obama, Oprah, and Taylor Swift. Those are some of the names that were floated in this memo. In
Taylor
order
Swift
to
would be a good
engage
president.
voters, so they're kind of dipping their feet back into the celebrity obsession that we kind of
Taylor
experienced
Swift.
during the Obama
Taylor
years.
Swift.
I don't know how much of an
Taylor
impact that's
Swift
gonna
for
make.
president.
I like the idea of the
Taylor
Blitz
Swift.
primary,
Taylor
where,
Swift.
I mean, think
Taylor
about
Swift for
the media attention
president.
that's gonna get,
Taylor Swift.
right? Rather
Taylor
than
Swift.
focusing on
Taylor
how
Swift for
Biden
president.
is suffering from severe mental decline, you'd be talking about Democratic
Wait.
candidates who actually
That was a mini? That was a mini. Swear to God, I saw something back there. No, it's a zombie. It's a zombie. I swear to God, I heard a mini. Oh, I did not find the stone I need. It's annoying. Like, I know there's stone in somewhere around here, pretty plentiful. But I'm not seeing it now. And I need to go to bed. I could just upgrade a lot of metal, I guess. That's one way of looking at it. Could I get enough hours to sleep? Probably. Yeah. Oh boy, I'm not finding stone, and it's one of those moments I'm like, oh man, I forgot stone. Oh well. I mean, like, honestly, I'm not too worried. Damn it. This road went hella far, too. I did not want to do this forever. Oh, here, there we go. I found stone, maybe. Enough to get by, hopefully.
for the future who have a better chance of beating Donald Trump. But no, we can't have that, of course. Now, the nominee would ultimately be chosen by the delegates using ranked choice voting before the start of the Chicago Convention, which takes place on August 19th. It would be announced with plenty of fanfare on the third day of the gathering. The memo imagined the nominee unveiled on stage with Biden, Barack Obama, and Bill Clinton.
You are
In their memo
aggro.
about the proposal, here's what they
Aggro.
wrote.
So are you.
We can limp to shameful, avoidable
Who?
democracy-ending defeat, or Democrats can make this our finest hour. While we hope for help from Lord Almighty, the Lord helps those who help themselves, the memo states, alluding to Biden's recent interview with ABC News, in which he said, only the Lord Almighty could force him from the race. We need to act now.
Yeah, first, let me I actually appreciate these guys
Go.
for two reasons. Number one, they're right. Biden's got to go, otherwise we can't win. And number two, they're trying to help. They came up with an idea, and not many people are constructive. There's a lot of people who are destructive, but don't actually do anything. That's why I'm amused sometimes on social media when they're like, oh, yeah, you're just realizing this now about Biden. Did you ever do anything about it? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did something about it. And I did it a while back. They're like, oh, yeah, well, why didn't you raise these concerns a year ago? Except that I did.
We
Right.
raised these concerns in 2019 and 2020.
Right, but my point here is these guys are trying to be constructive, which is rare. So I appreciate it. Now, in terms of their actual proposals, it's very close to what the system is today. Which is the only thing they added is
The celebrities?
the celebrities,
Yeah.
right? And
Celebrities will
this thing of,
save
like,
us.
oh, pick 6 first and have a 6. No, the way that it works is if Joe Biden said today, I'm dropping out, what would happen is the delegates do not go to Kamala Harris. She did not run as a candidate herself. Sometimes the vice president will run because it's different being president and vice president and being the candidate. Totally different things, right? So the delegates are not going to go to her. The delegates would then get to decide. Now, what Democratic leadership loves to do is anoint, because they don't like democracy in any form. They don't even trust these delegates that are very pro-establishment, pro-Biden delegates. They're like, no, we have to hold the reins. We have to decide. Get rid of people. Get rid of the delegates, right? But if you just let go of the reins for a second, these are your guys anyway. There are no progressives among the delegates. Don't worry, they're not going to accidentally pick Bernie, okay? So they would just, right now, if Biden did it today, a bunch of people would come out and say, I'm running, right? Presumably. Unless Kamala Harris was anointed, in which case they would be cowards and go running.
They keep saying anointed.
Go, okay, you anointed, I'm so sorry, right? Which is usually how Democrats work. But in a normal process, they all run. You have all these governors. You have Kamala Harris.
Right. You
have, I don't know, maybe wonderful people like Jimmy Raskin. That's, you know.
It would be a democratic process.
Exactly.
For a party that claims to
It
want to
would be a
preserve our
democratic
democratic process.
So,
Ooh,
and
good
would
shot.
there be a panel? Would there be celebrities? Yes, but that would be the whole planet. They would go and do interviews. Governor Newsom, Governor Whitmer, Governor Shapiro. They would all go do interviews in every imaginable show, and they would try to prove their case. And then you go to the convention, and that's when the delegates vote. That's literally what a convention is for. So if anybody's trying to tell you, oh, it's literally chaos, it's never been done, none of that is true. It's been done many, many, many times. In fact, it's the most common thing that used to happen at the convention. It's
All
the whole
the time.
point of a convention is for the
Upset
delegates
used to be
gather
really common
to vote.
till the fucking
They just
dinosaur
turned it into
diaper
a
Don's
marketing
got a hold
shtick
of us.
over the last couple of decades, but back in 1968 and before, the delegates gathered so that they can pick the candidate. So
Yeah.
the process.
It used to be an
perfect for
open
this.
process
You don't need
until
anything.
the rich people
Thanks for
just
watching me
stole
in
it
person.
all.
Really appreciate it. Another way
Oh,
to
yeah,
show
no problem. I
support
love
is through
2IT.
YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges.
Emojis and
of me,
badges.
Anna,
Stinking
John,
badges.
JR. So those are super fun. But you also
We
get
don't need no stinking
playbacks
badges.
of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you got to do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.
That was it, huh? I gotta pick a new video, but I gotta get back to my base.
The following is a conversation with John Mearsheimer, a professor at University of Chicago and one of the most influential.
Nope. 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 Oh, there's my base. Yeah, take me home, horse. Forgotten victims of SJW freakouts. Let's watch that.
Are naturally better caregivers is part of patriarchy.
Patriarchy.
About a decade ago, you would be hard-pressed to spend a day on the internet without hearing the term social justice warrior thrown around. In the early 2010s, there was a clear shift into more conservative values on the World Wide Web, as much of the online atheism community splintered off from online feminism. And with it came a bunch of terminology mocking these left-wing movements, such as references to being triggered, entering safe spaces, and of course, being an SJW. Because this is an extremely simplified summary of the era, I wanted to dig deep into the nuances of the rise of this term, as well as the backstories behind the faces of the SJW freakout niche, where people would film IRL political fights and throw them up online to go viral. So with that, let's break down the long history of the most famous supposed social justice warriors of the 2010s, along with the rise, overuse, and fall of the moniker. Easily the first well-known face of the SJW movement is that of Big Red, the nickname given to Toronto resident Shanty Binks. Her online presence traces back to 2011, when she launched her Tumblr, STFU Everything. It was a place for the feminist to post about her activism. Binks often performed eccentric stunts like dressing up as various reproductive organs and holding cartoon sperm. This is a type of feminist that I realize doesn't really exist as much anymore. She went viral early on for a pro-choice parody she made of the CeeLo Green hit song Forget You.
See you trying to take the rights from the sisters I love, and I might forget you.
The post garnered thousands of likes, which she used to promote the rally Walk for Choice Toronto. Later that year, she was asked to sing on the jazz album Noir Street.
Why?
Despite having a surprisingly decent singing voice,
She's
she
got a good
primarily
voice, but...
developed a reputation for being relentless in her beliefs. This was first seen in footage from a Toronto Pride parade dated July 2012. Binks can be seen wearing a shirt that says, "Don't f*** Republicans." She was captured arguing with a homophobic Christian preacher, who recorded and uploaded it to YouTube.
Say it how you said it. My F and what?
Look, you're being disrespectful by showing up and spewing your G's at a f***ing Pride event.
Most of the commenters sided against him, though she appeared to confront anyone that disagreed. Strangely enough, Binks encountered the same preacher again 3 months later. It was at a zombie walk, which was also caught on video.
Oh no, not the zombies crawl. Don't do the zombie crawl. You're social justice bombing the zombie crawl. And you're not even dressed like a zombie. Oh, damn it. When hipster douchebags implode. When hipster douchebags implode. These, like, see... I don't know.
Aggressive approach was refreshing to many groups.
Yeah,
that
24
largely
hours will be
felt
enough. I'll go
outspoken.
back out.
But this started to backfire when her notoriety spiraled out of control. What you need to understand is that at the time, Binks was attending the University of Toronto. Well, the campus had also held several meetings for the Canadian Association for Equality, abbreviated to CAFE. CAFE was controversial for its promotion of men's rights activism. Well before the likes of Andrew Tate and Fresh and Fit took over the movement, in early 2013 they scheduled an event at the university called From Misogyny to Misandry, to Intersexual Dialogue. It was supposed to be held on April 4th, but it got interrupted when Binks, alongside other members of the local anarchist party,
no, can I get out of
crashed the
this?
event. They crowded the halls outside and started chanting before pulling the fire
Well, that's no
alarm to
good.
forcibly end the
Oh
meeting.
no.
The entire ordeal was caught on video, including their subsequent confrontation outside. It was uploaded to YouTube the next day under the title, MRAs and Feminists Arguing. Binks can be heard loudly spouting off questions from a sheet of paper, which included some attempt at a dialogue.
Feminists do not want you to lose custody of your children. The assumption that women are naturally better caregivers is part of patriarchy.
Parts of the patriarchy.
Up for the 50th billionth time. These are things that we're agreeing on. And these are things
Shut
that
the
you've
fuck
actually
up.
got skewed views on. Number one, shut the up for a second. Shut the up for a second, too.
You shut the fuck up for a second.
So you guys can actually answer those questions.
Shortly after, Binks gloated, went to an MRA event, OMG, lulled and trolled forever. I'm not sure of the specifics, but it was held at the University of Toronto yesterday and featured speakers who wrote books like Legalizing Misandry and like that. Even
Misandry?
Tumblr underlines misandry.
Misandry?
Did you hear that, MRAs? Both my phone
Misandry?
and Tumblr know misandry isn't real.
What is misandry? What the fuck is that? It sounds like a mix of misogyny and misogyny and lycothrampy. Like lysandry or something.
which she proudly acknowledged. I got a message from my bro. The video of me and the MRA is the 103rd post or something on Reddit. Neither my brother nor I posted this, so they can't find me. Lolling forever.
Lolling
Of course,
forever.
I did find her blog eventually, and she taunted them for it. Oh no, the trolls are flooding my inbox with
Oh,
man
noes.
Fifi tears.
Oh,
I
noes.
should get them all a cup for all their cries.
With man
So that-
Fifi tears. I mean, that is kind of how they are. I mean, she's kind of right. It's sad. I mean, that's sort of how they are a little bit. I mean, you know, they're little kind of are. They like show up and they bomb your email with death threats and spam your fucking likes and follows and shit. And it's like, that's kind of how they are, though. It's like, it's kind of like Fifi man tears, isn't it? When they act like that, it's a little bitch. Sort of bitch made a little bit. you watch them act straight bitch made, like little bitch made, little 12-year-olds, and like they're like, they think that they're grown men, but no, you're not grown. You're not tough. You're just rough, you know. I mean, she's kind of right. That's the sad part, you know. Ooh, new canister time. Okay, I have paid my upkeep. And I am going to go to bed. I'm going to load a new capsule before I do that. Yeah. Look at it, it's dark and beautiful, like the color of amber. Like Jurassic Park, it's the stuff of legend. The great power and ichor of the gods. So thank you so much, guys. You've been watching Skycat Live. I am going to go to bed now, and I'm sorry that I played Rust instead of Final Fantasy 11. I don't know why I black screen like that, but oh well. Been a long shift, and I'm going to stop now. What are we at now? We are at, yes, we are at 13 hours. That's a good place to stop. So just a reminder, guys, you've been watching skycat.live. I'm a full-time variety gamer all day, every day. Put me on the background. I'm Skycat Live. Come click on the cast face to donate. Thank you so much for your time. Come to the Twitch and YouTube, and come... yes, and I will say I love you and thank you. And, that is, everything I have. Oh, cool, it's fucking around with me again. There we go. So, I am skycat.live, full-time variety gamer, all day, every day. Put me on in the background. Click on the cast face, donate. Come to Twitch, give me a like, sub, and a follow. Come to YouTube. Thank you so much to those people who followed me today. Thank you so much for your time. Y'all have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye.